Hello, I'm Jordan Guth, SoundStage podcast host, videographer, and creator of the Practical Audiophile series. In fact, there's a review of the KEF Soundbar on the Practical Audiophile series now. So after you watch this video, check that one out. But today, I'm here to tell you what's new on the SoundStage network for March 1st. Over at SoundStage Australia, reviewer Mark Busby spends time with the Flat Duo, a dual-purpose vinyl record flattener from Germany's AFI. Mark was impressed with the unit's side benefit as a record relaxer, which markedly enhanced the sonic performance of both new and old vinyl. You can also read editor Edgar Kramer's report on the invitation-only event at the world-famous Ivy, one of Sydney's swankiest nightclubs, where renowned DJ, record label founder, and broadcaster Jill Peterson presented select tracks from his most treasured vinyl. Attendees got to hear Peterson's mix of cool jazz, funk, and electronica through a hand-picked sound system by Australia's Atlas Harmonic, mating new 21-inch subwoofers with the company's Tufnell speakers, which feature 15-inch woofers and horn-loaded compression driver tweeters. In late February, SoundStage founder Doug Schneider and senior editor Jason Thorpe got a break from Canadian winter when they traveled to Tampa to attend the Florida International Audio Expo, where they saw some fascinating new products and listened to some wonderful systems. You can read their coverage now on SoundStage Global. On the same weekend Doug and Jason were in Tampa, UK contributor Jonathan Gorse was attending the Bristol Hi-Fi Show, which is the largest and longest running hi-fi exhibition in the UK. Watch for Jonathan's coverage coming soon to SoundStage Global. Jonathan Gorse has been using a Michell gyro deck turntable in his reference system for over 25 years. He's just reviewed Michell's Cusis M, the UK company's flagship moving coil cartridge. Jonathan writes, "This is a cartridge that never sounds edgy or harsh. It makes the best of all records, not just those that are sublimely recorded." In his monthly editorial, senior editor Jason Thorpe outlines his plans to conduct reviews in his neighbor Rob's place. Rob's living room can accommodate big speakers like PMC's MB2 SE more easily than the listening room in Jason's basement. So Jason is spreading out. On SoundStage Access, senior editor Dennis Berger reviews KEF's Q Concerto Meta loudspeaker. In his review, Dennis praises this big stand mount speaker's performance and its value. "In my opinion, the Q Concerto Meta delivers more bang for buck than the bulk of its competition," he writes. "It's objectively one of the finest speakers I've auditioned in ages." Dennis poses an interesting question in his monthly editorial. Suppose you had a choice of listening to music for the rest of your life in only one of two ways. Either on the best stereo you've ever heard, but limiting yourself to only 100 records of your choosing, or on a decent Bluetooth speaker, but with the entirety of Spotify at your disposal. What would you choose? After posing the question, Dennis gives some responses of several SoundStage contributors. On SoundStage Hi-Fi, George Desau reviews Arendal Sound's 1723 Tower THX loudspeaker. Arendal says this 111-pound floor stander is engineered for music and certified for cinema. George agrees, and then adds, "With their ability to project large, convincing images within expansive sound stages, the 1723 Tower excels at creating immersive experiences with both music and movies." On a recent trip to California, Doug Schneider and the SoundStage video team visited MSB Technology, manufacturer of ultra-high-end amplifiers and DACs. After visiting so many companies over the past 30 years, Doug isn't easily impressed, but he was mighty impressed by MSB's extensive in-house design and manufacturing capabilities. And talking to the company's chief designer helped Doug fill in some knowledge gaps about digital signal processing. This month, we welcome an old friend back to SoundStage. On SoundStage Simplify, Al Griffin reviews Bluesound's new Pulse Cinema soundbar. The Bluesound Pulse Cinema delivers wonderfully immersive sound with powerful, satisfying bass and impressive dynamics for a standalone soundbar, Al writes, and then concludes. "If, like me, you find yourself wanting to streamline the hardware footprint in your viewing space, the Pulse Cinema can easily replace a lot of stuff. And it will do so with a surprisingly small cost in sound quality." On SoundStage Experience, music editor Joseph Taylor pens a tribute to guitarist Steve Cropper, who died in December at the age of 84. Joseph writes, "Musicians and attentive music lovers know about Steve Cropper, but he didn't have the name recognition of guitarists like Eric Clapton or Eddie Van Halen," and then adds, However, he had a hand in many of the songs that defined Stax Records and the music of the 60s. And no one who hears the solo on Green Onions will forget it or doubt the power of Cropper's guitar playing. On the Soundstage solo, Andrea Sundaram reviews the Stax SR007S electrostatic headphones. The SR007S is the fourth electrostatic headphone model I've reviewed, and all four have impressed me with senses of transparency, clarity, openness, and effortlessness that are qualitatively different from what I've experienced with all other headphones. And then concludes, if you're curious about what electrostatic headphones have to offer, the SR007Ss are the ones to audition. In his monthly column, senior editor Jeffrey Morrison outlined some of the new capabilities of the next iteration of Bluetooth. Devices with some Bluetooth 6.0 features are beginning to appear, Jeffrey says, but they're slow in coming. Here are some coming attractions on the Soundstage network. Coming to Soundstage Ultra on March 15th is Jason Thorpe's review of the gorgeous Element 3 loudspeaker from Sphinx Audio. Also on March 15th, Soundstage Simplify will have a review by Dennis Berger of Arcam's SA45 streaming integrated amplifier. And Soundstage Access will have Tom Moon's review of the Technics SL50C direct drive turntable. Finally, I want to mention that throughout the year we'll be traveling a lot. In just a few days, the team will be off to England to visit Node Audio in Cambridge and Monitor Audio in Raleigh. We'll also be traveling to other countries this spring, plus we'll have some new video features that we know you'll love. Keep an eye out on our YouTube channel for when they launch. Thanks for watching and see you on March 15th.